Welcome back to the show. Welcome in to the Nine Pennants Baseball Podcast. I'm Cole. He's Josh.
I'm Josh.
Yep, that is his name. And today we're going to go over some of the must-stash prospects. Basically prospects you should keep on the radar for betting, fantasy baseball, you name it, dude.
For life.
For life,
honestly.
dude. These guys might be the next Mike Trout.
These guys could change your life.
And they will.
Believe it or
They're
not.
definitely changing my life.
They are. I do have one of the players already stashed on my team. Way too early. Possibly.
Yeah, did you? Well, I'll get into something else later, but I saw someone picked up one of these other guys. But yeah, so
I did not see that, but I
who's-
will. We will.
who's your first guy?
So the first guy we're bringing up today is actually a guy that I have stashed. And I think I've had him stashed for like a couple weeks. It might be taking a toll on my team at this point because he's definitely taking a roster spot
you
that
have had
probably should go to like an extra pitcher or possibly like an extra player actually playing in the bigs right now. But that player is Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony plays for the Boston Red Sox. He's an absolute dog in outfield. And for this month of May, he's batting .308, has 0 home runs surprisingly, but over the year he's already had I think 5 home runs, and he's been playing really good ball and averaging I think 295, 296, and I think he's gonna get called up pretty soon. You know, he's very blocked by the amazing outfield that the Red Sox already do have, and obviously the DH spot. Rafi's not giving it up apparently.
Dude, okay, but I don't blame Rafi.
I don't see. Okay, me and you are on the same wavelength. Because to be fair, like he was a terrible third baseman.
Yeah,
but you just made him switch to DH.
You got paid a bunch of money to be a third baseman.
Yeah.
Got told, okay, hey, Bregman, who's obviously the better defender, start playing third base. Then he's like, all right, he's told, put your glove away. I'm not going to be playing in the field. So why would I? That's what you're expecting. Now it's like, hey, now you got to play first base.
Well, and not only that is that he's like finally starting to hit his stride as a DH
because playing good right now.
I didn't realize how much of a difference it made for these players to like not play a position. Or to play a position and then go to DH. Because there's been a bunch of guys that basically have lost their mojo because they're not out on the field because they feel so out of the game almost.
Because you disconnect.
Exactly. And so
you make your at bat and you move on if you get out. You're not locked in the whole time.
Yeah, like I completely understand him, but apparently there's a player that told him to stop talking already. It was an unnamed player apparently, but that's what reporters are saying. But, I still think, obviously, I think he's going to stay DH. I don't think he's going to move. If they make him move to first base, I think that's kind of a weird move, and I think it's going to hurt his mental more than anything.
Yeah.
But if they moved him to first base, I think that would open up a little spot for him as a DH, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, even if they don't, like, Trevor Story's been playing terrible recently, and at some point they're going to want to cut bait on that, and if that's just, that's either going to make room for Cedon playing short again, or even his teammate Marcelo Meyer to come up and play short too. So I feel like one of them, it might come up really soon.
And it could be, it could be huge for them because I honestly don't see why he's not up there with Cedon not playing. I mean, he's playing okay, but he's not playing great. And then it's like, you have Rob Refsnyder, who's played 13 games, and he's hitting okay, but there's just no reason for him to not be up there.
He'll be up.
He's a stud. He's a 5-tool player.
I feel like he'll be up in May for sure.
I really do think so. And it's going to be interesting with what goes on with Rafi and everything, but I think this is something that should be happening soon, should be happening in May, hopefully. And yeah, the kid's going to, I think, just hit the bases running.
I think he's gonna be good. He's gonna be like most of the top prospects do. Hopefully he's not Jackson Holiday type, but I don't think he's like that. But
that would be the only tough scenario is like if he comes up and he needs to get humbled a little bit before,
which is fine.
But
yeah,
I think he's been crushing it in that AAA, and I think
he's basically ready.
He should be ready.
Yeah, we'll move on over to Bubba Chandler of the Pittsburgh Pirates. This guy is the best pitching prospect in baseball. It's no surprise that he's going to come up very soon. He's going to be like kind of that next Jared Jones, Paul Skeens, Pirates pitcher that comes up and just dominates. This guy's been he's had his worst start was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, still his worst start's allowing 5 hits with 3 earned runs. So
which is
wild. Like
that is some guys like almost best starts sometimes.
If you get that
And I mean it was shortchanged. I mean it was through 2.2 innings. So I mean it's like you get roughed up a couple of times. Like pitchers just get roughed up, and that's gonna happen.
And that's his first bad start.
It's insane to me that the Pittsburgh are such like a poverty franchise, but can find these guys.
Yeah.
And just have some sort of generational talent in terms of pitchers.
Yeah, he was a 3rd-round pick out of high school.
Which is insane.
It's not like he was a top, dude like Skeens was, who we all expected him to be. So yeah, it's crazy. He's pitched well. He's currently 2-1 in 28 innings pitched. He has 41 strikeouts. He only has 7 earned runs allowed through him through 28 innings, so that's a run every 4 innings.
And do you think the manager getting fired is gonna, maybe improve his chances of getting called up?
I honestly haven't put any thought to that because that, just happened today. But that could maybe like the coach was the blocking point.
Hopefully they just say screw it. Like this season is an L anyways. Like let's just
they
let's just bring him up.
They just beat the Braves.
Which is crazy, but yeah, I think it's like it's one of those things where you don't lose anything and bring up a kid, and especially even just getting him a couple starts and just seeing how he does, and maybe he does need to be in AAA for a little bit longer. He comes up, gets shelled like 2 or 3 games. It's like, all right, maybe we're wrong, but it's like, why not just try it? Yeah. Your guys' team sucks.
They're not good. Their team, at least their pitching staff's not the best. They have Cameron Malinsky as their 5. You can easily move Cameron Malinsky back to the bullpen. You can move Heaney to the bullpen. You have options to move out of that rotation. They have potential to be a really good rotation in the future, like a couple of years, but I think it's Bubba Chandler's time. I think he makes 1, maybe 2 more starts before he gets brought up, and then I think same thing with Roman. I project both these guys to be up by the end of this month.
Do you think he needs to produce heavily these next 2 starts, or do you think he's?
I just think he's just waiting time, unless he gets absolutely shelled. But yeah, it's just like I think they'll probably ramp him up in some pitches, and once his pitch counts hits like 70, 80, then they're just gonna bring him up because then he's ready. Fire.
Yeah, and I mean, they just need to bring him up. He's he's a good looking dude, good looking player. 6'3" is a solid height for a pitcher right there.
6'3", 218.
Yeah, that's a good size. And dude, only 22 is crazy.
Yeah, he's a high school draft pick, 3rd round. That's a steal right there.
That is a steal and a half. That is awesome. All right, moving on to Jac Caglionone. He plays for Kansas City Royals. Well, I guess they're an affiliate team, and then he's a first baseman. And I was literally looking at their team right now, and I do not understand why he's not up.
And they are ranked 29th in home runs. They need
which is, dude.
That's the one thing he's known. Well, not one thing, but that's the main thing he's known for, right? Is his power. Yeah. It's like, why don't you bring up your best power? Yeah, he's only a year into college, but it's like, why Langford did that? He's balling. Zach Neto's done that. He's good.
Zach Neto, yeah.
Nolan Shonowell. There's multiple instances where it can work if they're like showing that their bat to ball skills are like that, and he doesn't strike out a lot.
Yeah, and he's just kind of a dog, dude.
Yeah.
For the month of May, he's batting .429, which is kind of insane. Kid's on a tear, and 4 home runs. Obviously, like I think one of those games he had like 2 home runs, but
still he's been 4 in 3
rushing
or something. Yeah.
He's been crushing the ball, and then you literally look at their roster, and it's like why is he not up? Like Kevin Biggio right now is one of their DH. Obviously, I mean Salvi is in that spot too, but it's like Kevin Biggio sucks. Batting 189. It's like, why not throw a flyer out there and just be like, hey, we need some energy to spark up the team. Let's get a young guy in here. Jack, you're it. It's Welcome like Vinny is also only batting 211.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing much. I mean, their power's not there. Salvi's power's not there like last year. And I don't know. I think they're in a weird spot where it's like they shouldn't have to wait long to bring him up. And I don't think it's going to be a long time before they bring him up.
I think he's definitely someone who might not be this month, but I do see him June, July.
Like late.
If he continues what he's doing, he's like late June, early July call up. Yeah. And if they don't bring him up by then they're just trying to manipulate his service time. That's pretty much it.
Well, that, and it's like, at that point, I would assume that they would try to trade him away because maybe they just have that much belief in Vinny and their outfield for some reason, even though their outfield isn't even crazy.
There's room for him, definitely. And I think, especially if someone gets injured, then you really gotta just be like, dude, what are we doing here?
And I do think he can be one of those undeniable guys where it's like he just keeps raking and you're like, all right, we have to bring him up right now.
Yeah.
And especially if he bats 429 for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's when I can see him get called up. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation. I really don't understand what they're trying to do or what he has approved to really, get that next call up.
100%. And just for people's notice, I was talking about the other person who got picked up was Jac Caglionone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in our fantasy league the other day, on the 7th, so 2 days ago, we had someone pick up Jac Caglionone. He is getting picked up. A lot of reports saying he's going to come soon, so we'll see if he gets dropped before then, because he's still going to have to wait a little bit, but I was kind of upset when I saw that notification come through, but...
I know that is a tough one, and that's honestly a position I'm kind of
same.
Short on
I have
too.
Nick, and Nick's not balling, and I'm
I mean, I have Jonathan Aranda, but for some reason he's been on and off. I think he's probably dealing with it. Yeah, I think he's dealing with some sort of injury.
I have him in my other league, and he's healthy. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, is he healthy?
I think I don't see an injury designation, so I don't know if there's something behind the scenes, but yeah.
Yeah, because I've noticed that I think the last 2 weeks he's missed 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, he hasn't played the past
They all
2
say
days,
it's rest or whatever, but I don't know. He is batting. He's playing really well.
Yeah,
but I don't know. So we'll see. That is a bummer that somebody already picked him up.
Yeah, I know.
But I did the same thing with Roman Anthony, so it's I can't really say anything.
I was the same thing with me with Nick Kurtz. I knew he was coming up, so I was like, I just have to.
And hopefully Nick Kurtz turns it around.
I think he turns it around, dude. Let him just get one home run, and he's gonna find it again.
And that's honestly what it is sometimes. Even a good double or something, just showing a little bit of the power,
just 2 for 4 with a couple extra base hits, and then he hit the top of the wall. He's had a triple, which should have been out.
What was that day that I told you after Rafi was going? I think he was 0 for 12 to start the year.
I wish I traded for him.
Yeah, he got a single, and I was like, I think this is where the floodgates open.
And he did.
And then he actually started killing it. He's been murdering the ball. But sometimes it's just one hit. These guys can turn around, and I think the A's are getting used to the point of letting these young guys just go out there and learn.
Dude, we figure it out. We talked about it in last episode. This is when the A's were I don't remember the record at the time, but we both were dude, the A's are gonna win the AL West, and they're in second place right now. They're above 500, and I think they're good. And yeah,
it sucks because last year in fantasy, it's you pick up any pitcher that plays against the A's, the Rockies, the White Sox, and now it's you cannot pick up a pitcher against the A's because he will get rocked. They're just a very entertaining team to watch, and top to bottom. So
a lot of high scoring games.
It's gonna be fun to watch them.
Yeah, we'll move on to the fourth gentleman. We have Jordan Lawlar, shortstop, third baseman, second baseman. He can play outfield for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That kid's speedster too.
Absolute speedster, dude. And I am on the wrong ding. But for the past, let's go through his game log here. He has had, this is completely wrong. Okay, here we are. For 2025, he's only batting 251. He has 4 home runs. He's obviously not balling as much as he has, but that has been to a slower past week. But before that, he was absolutely killing it. He's playing a lot of shortstop at the moment, which unfortunately, out of all these players we're going to name, Jordan Lawlar is probably the most blocked in terms of talent actually ahead of him, and not just, not being called up for whatever reason. But exactly. Going through the Diamondbacks depth chart, right? Shortstop, they just paid Perdomo. Can't bring him up. Outfield is probably where he will have the biggest chance. You have Eugenio at third. Maybe Eugenio goes down, then you start looking at it. But he's kind of like a reliable bat and hit some dingers.
And I mean, you're just not gonna take out a guy that's leading your team in home runs. It's just like,
yeah, he has potential to hit 4 home runs like he did earlier in the year, almost every night. So he's not gonna do it a lot. He'll strike out a lot, but you also have Lourdes in left, who's old. He's pretty has the potential to go down with an injury at any time. You have Alec Thomas in center, who's a defensive specialist. So
that's literally all he is.
Yeah, and
I mean, he's actually batting 303. He's not playing terribly.
I'd be curious if they are willing to move Corbin to center field for a little bit. If they're trying to create space in the outfield for him, that would definitely bring down your defense a little bit. Corbin's a good defender, but with no Alec Thomas, I'll hurt. DH, they have Pavin Smith, who's killing it. One of the best hitters, low key, in the league. And
right now,
and he's
he's been playing well. And that's the thing. It's like, when they get blocked a lot like this, it is tough. Because I mean, like you said, Alec being a defensive genius is just
that's what keeps him in the lineup
to get away.
Especially with Lourdes and left, you kind of
it's a tough one. So it's like, I think keep him out there, and I mean, obviously, there's no getting rid of Cattell. Cattell's not going anywhere.
If Lourdes or Eugenio start slumping really bad, or one of them goes down with an injury, Jordan Lawlar is right there. He's going to be the next guy up, and they don't have any really reason to bring him up until something like that happens. Because you're not going to platoon him. He's a right-handed bat, so you're just going to basically just, if you see anything about Diamondbacks, Lourdes, Eugenio going down, hell, even Perdomo going down. Nobody wants these injuries to happen, but if one of them does happen, he's gonna be the next guy up, and he's gonna be on one of the best offenses in the league, scoring runs,
and stealing bags.
Yeah, he's quick.
Dude, guy's very quick. 12 stolen bases already.
Yeah,
is nice, and I mean, I do think he has a chance. I would probably say it would be like, because what I mean. These older guys around like June, July start getting a little hurt here and there, and we'll probably see. I don't want to wish this on anybody, but we'll probably see Lourdes or Perdomo on the IL pretty soon, probably like July.
Lourdes gets hurt like once a year.
Yeah, and so I do think he has the potential. I mean, I don't know how much of an impact he'll make on the team right away.
I think he doesn't strike out. He gets base hits. He hits for okay power. He'll run into some. Yeah. I think he's just gonna be like a poor man's Jacob Wilson in a way, but with a little bit more pop.
But even shoot, like I'll take a poor man Jacob Wilson any day. Like, and I do think he still has the potential to even just be like Jacob. Like he's a dog.
He hits for average, and he hits for a little bit more power than Jacob Wilson, but less average, obviously.
Yeah, and so I think he'll work out, and I think he's gonna be June probably. Let's see, in 5 years would you say like a top 10 shortstop?
Oh, I think easily.
I feel like shortstop's
top 5 though. Yeah, you said in 10 years, in 5 years or 10 years?
5.
5 years. I mean, Bobby Gunnar, they'll be up there.
Yeah, Bobby Gunnar.
And maybe Perdomo, if you think about it, like he's only 25.
He's only 25?
Yeah.
How much do they how long did they sign him for?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was a significant
deal. 7 years or something like that.
5, 6, 7 years, 3 years, something
Those
like
baseball deals are always so long. It's like a lifetime deal.
Yeah, and
but I
but
mean,
yeah, he's gonna come up soon,
because
and Eugenio
he's
literally
in the.
just hit a home run as we were talking about this.
Did he really?
Yeah, he just hit one off Roki.
Oh, huge. Oh wait, you have Roki.
Why is that big? Yeah, and you're a Dodgers fan, dude. You.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I just like to prey on your downfall every once in a while. But talking about the Dodgers, Dalton Rushing, guy is a dog. He's so good, and I mean he's gonna be one of those offensive like catcher threats that's just an animal. For the month of May, he's been batting 375 with one home run, but 375 as a catcher is kind of insane.
Dude, yeah.
And like right now, I think bringing Outman in instead of him is kind of like, I mean, it's needed because our defense.
You
sucks.
guys would have no Tommy hurt as well. With Tommy hurt as well, you need James' defense, which is unfortunate because if Tommy was healthy, then you got, you move Tommy out there, and Dalton can play a little bit of infield. So you could.
And it really is one of those things where it's like I think he'll get a chance to get called up because unfortunately the Dodgers are just getting ran through the injury bug.
But I mean that's the Dodgers though. That's like everyone they sign is injury prone.
Which is true.
And that's the only way they're gonna not win the World Series is if they have injuries.
Yeah. Injuries. And also like Michael Conforto just like turned it off.
Good. Yeah, he's not good.
Like he started off the season so hot and I had him for a little bit. I was like, man, this guy's like he's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has been terrible the last like month.
Yeah, and Dalton I guess would be very similar to Lawlar in terms of being blocked. It's kind of like the only reason he's not up.
Yeah.
So same thing with Lawlar. An injury happens to another person, people are getting delayed in their comebacks. It's like Dalton's pretty much the next man up there. So
yeah, and I do think, pretty much all the guys that we're bringing up, I think we see them playing probably like late June.
Yeah.
I think a couple of them, we see them a little earlier, but, I think late June, we're going to see a lot of prospects coming up. It's like kind of before or after All-Star break is like kind of like the time for injuries almost because you taking like a really long break off of like training every day and playing every day. It messes some guys up. And so I do think we're going to see, a lot of these guys playing, and I'm excited. Dalton Rushing, like, there's nothing better than like an offensive catcher. Like last year for Adley.
Yeah, Adley, Gary Sanchez, those type of people. Yeah,
exactly. Gary Sanchez is one of my favorite cards on MLB's show.
Yeah, he's good.
Bar none. He's has an awesome swing. Oh, same thing with play for the White Sox. Why am I blanking on his name? Switch hitter.
Grandal.
Yes, Yasmani, dude.
Yeah.
As a Dodger, I was blanking on him. I was like, oh my gosh. I literally had like a bunch of different names. But I think he will be one of those guys in the future, and he's gonna be an awesome guy to watch.
He'll be fun for sure.
Yeah.
We'll move on to our final player, who is he might already be in my top 5 of favorite players, just from him in college. Chase Burns, dude, is so fun to watch. He's like a show while you're watching baseball. All the emotion he does to like strike someone out, stick his tongue out, and start like screaming. It's so funny. He's so sick. He was sick at Tennessee. He was sick at Wake Forest. He was drafted 2nd overall in the 2024 draft, so last year's draft for a reason. Dude's absolutely balling. Currently on the year, he has a 2.45 ERA. He has 25 through 25 and 2/3 innings. He has 41 strikeouts. He has 7 earned runs allowed.
41 strikeouts through 25 and 2 is crazy. And dude, I think that's what we need to get to more. I hope as the game goes on, like I do miss a pitcher like Trevor Bauer. Like that's willing to just talk so much crap on the mound.
That's actually a great like attitude comp is Chase Burns to Trevor Bauer. I don't think he's like as weird, but like emotion
not as weird.
Emotion on the mound for sure. That's like Trevor Bauer.
And it's honestly, it makes the game much more fun because then, when they do get tagged for a home run, they kind of eat it. They're like, all right, like whatever.
Well,
but then the batters are like more into it. They're like talking shit the whole time. And you're like, that's what I'm trying to see. I want to see baseball just
100%. And I'm
acted like that.
Forgetting this guy's name. Oh my god. Okay, I found it. Do you remember in the spring training this year, the guy in the Rockies, the Jeffrey Yon guy who would like strike someone out, jump and like do that? Like yeah.
Dude.
So I think that needs to be in baseball. I think if a batter is allowed to pimp a home run, do whatever, do all these like emotions around the bases and stuff, a pitcher should be able to do something crazy after a strikeout.
As soon as you strike out the side, just start doing the L on them. Like that's fire.
I don't think like sick. Every strikeout, right? But like strikeout to end the inning, or like 3 strikeouts an inning, or like you get out of a bases loaded jam, stuff like stuff like that. They should be able to like go crazy, do something.
Was it Diego Castillo that had the freaking?
Oh, that's Fernando Rodney.
Because he also wears hat. He also wears hat like this.
That was every save.
That was pretty tough, honestly.
Yeah. No, he was different for sure. He was cool though.
Yeah, no, and like I mean, I'm coming from like a basketball background where it's like, you drop 3, you have your little, but it's like baseball just needs that excitement. And I think the younger guys, like all these younger guys, are really gonna bring some of that kind of excitement, that competitiveness, where it's like, make every game matter that way. Like, it's baseball is such a long season that I think sometimes it gets drowned out with it being such a long season that these guys like kind of go in their day to day.
Yeah,
it's like I love seeing a pitcher
70 games through. You're just like, okay, we're going through. Obviously, they're getting paid. They're taking it different. But at some point, you're gonna feel like it's a routine or a job if your team sucks and you have nothing to play for.
And for me, like, dude, if I'm in the infield and I'm hearing my freaking pitcher just go crazy after strikeouts, I'm getting
so juiced. Sick, yeah.
Then I'm at shortstop just talking shit to the batter too. I'm like, what are you gonna do about it? And then if it's like if they're trying to scrap, then we'll scrap at that point. But it's like no, like
there's not as much benches clearing brawls anymore, dude.
No, dude. It's just has there been one this year?
There's been benches clearing, but like not really brawls.
Like I want to see like a Pedro Martinez just freaking grab the coach, and just freaking throw him across, dude. I think he was like 75 years old and he was trying to beat up on that guy. It was kind of crazy.
Going back to Chase Burns, he was in high A. He had 3 starts. They brought him up. He's in double A. He made 3 starts. He's coming up. So going over, he's already in double A, pitching just as well, if not, he's actually pitching better in double A than he is in high A.
Yeah.
Getting more strikeouts. He has 8 strikeouts the past 2 games.
Nutty.
This guy is like, he's almost obviously not MLB ready. He's only going 5 innings at the moment, but you let this guy go 6, 7 and start hitting 80, 90 pitches consistently. His arm was like he's like damn near Skeens in college, where he was that dominant to where his arm is essentially MLB ready, minus just like getting your pitch count up. Just getting your pitch count up basically. So it's like he's gonna be coming up soon. The Reds do have pretty decent rotation compared to whatever, and they
a lot of teams,
and they have Rhett Lauder also coming up as well, who's probably in line before him. But
you think so? Well, yeah, he's just been in
he's just been around longer. I mean, it maybe not if Chase just does this and goes to AAA and starts doing it, then maybe it's like, okay, maybe it's Chase over him, but you're not. And the other thing too to think about, that Hunter Green just went on the IL. So
I honestly forgot about that.
Yeah, and he's out of that rotation. So that rotation right now is Lodolo, Martinez, Singer, Abbott, and Chase Petty.
I mean,
I'm not too familiar with Chase Petty's game, but
neither am I, honestly.
He's.
I mean, he has a 34.71 ERA right now.
It's pretty good.
He just got rocked by the. See, and it's like.
And he's a career.
You're doing this against St. Louis too, St. Louis is kind of sorry.
And
it's 7 hits, 9 earned runs.
Looking at his career, he is not even that he's pretty mid pitcher, but he's not going to be staying around for a while. Just probably making some spot starts in the meantime of Green being down. But Chase Burns has that rotation ability, and let's say Green comes back, whatever, right? You still have Nick Martinez in the rotation.
Yeah.
And he's not going to stay in the rotation forever. He's pretty much a placeholder before Burns or Rhett comes up. I think Burns definitely might come up later in the year. If anything, he's probably going to be, I'd say like late July, early August kind of time. If he keeps this up, he could come up earlier, but could Chase Burns on your radars, dude, because he is. If you ever have,
to see like them bringing him up soon, like probably like June, July, and then like if he's a spark for like a little playoff push, it'd be sick.
He's
as there been a pitcher. I mean, Paul Skeens did it last year, right? That he started off what 3-9. How many wins did he have when he started off?
I don't remember. He pitched well. Probably. I think he got a loss pretty early just because he like went like 6 innings, 1 run, and then fucking lost somehow. Yeah, because the Pirates suck. Yeah. But if you ever have the opportunity to watch a Chattanooga game, the Lookouts, and you see Chase Burns starting, watch that game because it is the most entertaining stuff you can watch.
I'll definitely have to watch a game. And like we said before, the Chattanooga Lookouts,
dude, sick hat.
So fire.
Yeah,
so sick.
See with the
I might just have to cop a hat.
Just
because the hat's so hard. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
I do like all these guys that we brought up, and I do think that it's gonna be a fun season coming up, and not praying for any injuries, but it would be cool to see these guys get called up soon.
Sometimes it makes baseball better if you got the young guys playing. Let's both do, before we wrap this up, let's both get NL and AL Rookie of the Year predictions. Who do you want to win?
So AL, I mean, I have to go with my boy Jacob Wilson.
And that's probably a really good pick. He is the NL favorite.
NL, I mean, honestly, dude, like I've been watching some Marlins games, and Agustin Ramirez is nice. Fun to watch. He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I would like a catcher to win that. I don't think it's plausible for him to do it.
He is currently the betting favorite.
I think it'd be cool. He is?
Yep, he is plus 400 over Roki Sasaki, who is plus 490, and Roki is playing bad. You have Dylan Cruz is also plus 490, then Luis Angel Acuna is plus 500. Those are your favorites, basically. So,
yeah. I mean, Dylan Cruz, I was expecting a better season from him, to be honest. I think that's...
And he still's got time to turn it around. He had a week where he was balling for a little bit. I think my picks... the obvious pick is Jacob Wilson, but for my own sake, I'm going to say Christian Campbell will be the AL Rookie of the Year.
I do like
AL rookies are significantly better than the NL rookies for sure.
For sure, yeah.
NL, dude, they got Bubba Chandler at plus 1,200. They know he's coming soon.
That would be sick.
Roman Anthony's plus 2,600. That's not bad odds either.
That is not. But I mean,
in the next couple weeks starts balling.
He could, yeah, that's true. He could do that. That is true, and it would be sick for him to do that. Plus 2,600 is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not like bad.
It's not terrible odds. No, I'd be interested in taking that for sure.
Having Bubba Chandler at 1,200 is like they know something's coming out for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a little different. I'm gonna say Dylan Cruz and Christian Campbell are gonna win it.
I like that.
I think most entertaining though would be Chandler Simpson and Bubba Chandler.
Chandler Simpson's a dog too. I love the way he runs.
He's so fast.
He runs, dude. Yeah, he's so fast. I think he's arguably. I think he's faster than Ellie, and I think.
I think so too, dude.
I think he's like the fastest player in the game.
I think he might be faster than pretty much any NFL player.
Yeah. Yo, dude, that fast?
Oh yeah, dude. He's that fast.
I don't know.
He was on an interview with some company branding, and he said like he'd race Noah Lyles, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm for sure faster than Noah Lyles. Like he was confident about it. But then he was like Tyreek. He's like, I don't know if I'm faster than Tyreek, but
That's crazy to say you're faster than Noah Lyles, but not Tyreek.
I think Noah's just annoying, dude.
Noah is annoying. He's the only American I hope didn't win gold, which is kind of crazy to say.
Have a different American win it.
Exactly.
But
yeah, I just didn't have them.
That'll wrap it up. Let us know in the comments who your rookie prediction or AL or NL rookie of the year predictions are. What rookies you guys got on your radar? Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna be posting another one soon. We'll probably go with our next episode being just like a roundup, what's going on in the league, hot topics, all that stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. See you on the next one.
Peace.